Welcome back, everybody. My name is Greg.
I'm Michael.
This is Nerd and the Noob. This is our second episode, so we made it past one.
Yay!
Yes! Awesome. By the way, I appreciate everybody watching, subscribing, listening. I've got it all over the place, and it was awesome. There was way more people that saw it or checked it out than I thought.
I haven't looked at the stats, so I don't know.
It was cool all over the place, but this is basically a podcast about us talking about nerdy things that makes us laugh, giggle, cry, or just anything else.
If I cry, then we have an issue. Just saying.
Well,
so, alright.
I'm okay with my feelings. Alright, so our first news segment is called The Long Box. It's stuff we're going to talk about at length and just actually discuss about. So, the first topic I thought was funny and I saw in the news was the Catwoman number 0 cover. DC's New 52 is going to have 52, I think, New 52, or at least a 0 cover for every comic that's been released.
Fair enough. Okay.
And the Catwoman art came out, the cover for it, and you described it as...
Oh yeah, you have to look at the picture to know what it looks like. I did not read this article. This is kind of his doohickey. But the picture, the background's all black and white, and then you've got Catwoman with her little cat of nine tails whip thing, and it looks like Coco in a cat in leather. Coco is Ice-T's wife, and I'm talking the butt. The butt is really too well drawn. Big old boobs on the front end. She just looks like Coco in a Catwoman costume, and that's about as far as in the article that I got.
Well, what makes it funny is in a bunch of other articles that came out is other artists were destroying this guy for this cover. Like somebody drew a picture of it from the side and showed that to do that pose, her butt would have to be touching the back of her head, and just a bunch of other stuff. If you scroll down on there, I think it's got some.
Nope.
Okay, no, that link didn't have it. But it's just amateur artists, professional artists, everybody took a stab at that thing, and it was very funny. And the black background thing, that's everything for issue 0. It's the whole deal.
Okay.
Every issue 0 is going to look like that.
So the spherical nature of Catwoman's pose on this cover has intrigued and delighted the internet, who have spent the past 24 hours trying to figure out what's happened to the once human-shaped anti-hero. While many will wonder what has happened to her spine, shoulder, and arms, I can't help but wonder how she's managed to apply her lipstick too haphazardly. Okay, presumably it's because her back is crippled and she has no upper arm strength anymore. Couldn't Batman have applied it for her or something? So I guess they're right. From the look of the art, she's arching her back so much that she doesn't have a spine. It's very sexy art. I'll give it that.
It's ridiculous. The stuff online that people put was very funny, and I loved it. Just check it out. Just search Catwoman number 0 DC New 52.
I don't know. We'll put the link. Don't worry.
And
links are incoming.
And there is other funny stuff. Okay, so number 2 on the dock here is the Kindle app. The regular Kindle app for your phone is updating to carry comic books and kids books. Now, the kid books part is very cool. I have a child. I will read him books from it. That's fine. But the comic book one I read more into, and it says that it's going to be panel by panel. And they say that's how the writer intends you to read his story. But the problem is that an artist is probably going to fill out the whole page sometimes to be the story.
Yeah, first off, I didn't know Kindle didn't have kids' books. I mean, personally, I think they should have had Green Eggs and Ham and all that good stuff on there. I didn't know what they did have or not have. And as far as the comics goes, I kind of agree. I think they should do it kind of like the Mac thing. You should be able to, if you zoom in, it goes to a panel view. If you zoom out, it goes to a full page view. That way, at least you can get a look at the full page and go, okay, that's really cool art. Blink, now let's read the story.
But the problem is, and I did this, Comixology has the app for your phone where you can You know, just like on your pad, you can use it on your phone too. But you had to use it that way, where if you wanted to actually see the picture on anything smaller than that new Galaxy Tab, then you had to read it frame by frame. And a lot of newer comic books, especially, don't read frame by frame anymore. They may read like in an angle or a curved arc or something. The art, it's not just a straight up, 6-panel or 9-panel page anymore.
Okay, fair enough.
And I tried reading that way, and I didn't like reading that way. I thought it took away from it, to be honest. I prefer the larger format, and in that being said, I'd much prefer that the app just not carry the comics, and somebody go, spend the extra money to buy a tablet of any sort that carries.
So you can't say stuff like that, because I'm not going to buy a tablet to read comics. Personally, if I can't hold the comic, then I'd rather just read it on the computer or something like that. There's no need to I don't care. But then again, I don't read a lot of comics, so it's one of those things. But you can't not have the app, because some people just don't have the money. They don't have the money to go buy other things, but they've got, say, a smartphone, and they can look at it panel by panel. Like I said, to me personally, if all you did was give them the option to look at the full page, it still may not make complete sense. Okay, but that's where you get that, okay, you get what you pay for. Well, you paid for a phone. Yeah, it may be for a $400 phone, but you paid for a phone that's got a 4-inch screen on it instead of a tablet that's got a 10-inch screen or an 8-inch screen or 7-inch, whatever it is, so that you can look at the whole thing as a whole. So I think personally, just give them the zoom feature. There's not going to be anything wrong with the zoom feature.
Well, okay, and yeah, but like you said, they're buying a phone, and that phone is your phone probably costs more than my Kindle Fire.
Probably.
And I'm okay with that. The Kindle Fire reads the comic books just fine. It's the mobility part. You said you'd rather read it on the computer if you can't read it by hand. If you don't have a comic book shop to go to, which unfortunately is becoming a bigger problem for everyone because they're all shutting down.
Right, and I'm not going to order comics online.
I do, but that's not the point.
He's the nerd. I'm the noob. Have you figured that out yet?
You're against everything I enjoy.
Why do you hate me?
But I got the Kindle. I love being able to be mobile with it. I use it at work on breaks.
I've got a Kindle. I don't have a Kindle Fire.
Okay, my Kindle Fire. I use that. Now, if they in some way came up with a less tablet-styled Kindle that was colored, that did have comic books on it, I would be fine with that too. But I tried, and if I brought it up on my phone right now, if I had it, it would not be worth the reading experience, in my opinion.
Yeah, and it may not be.
And you have to buy those comics. I mean, like you said, you get what you pay for. But the problem is I'm going to pay the exact same amount on whatever app they have than I would if I bought it in person or if I buy it on the app.
Now that for me is stupid. I'm one of those ones and this is going to get a little off topic, but I'm one of those ones that fully believes that if you're buying it digitally, it should be cheaper. Okay, it's because you don't have any hard copy. There's no print cost to anything for it being digital. So all it is okay. So let's say the book. How much do books normally run? Comic books normally cost?
The one we're
not online.
One we're gonna read today was $3.99, and it was probably $3.99 in the store.
Well, let's look. Hang on. I got internet up here. Let's look. Where do you buy comic books? Let's go to Google.
You can go
buy comics. Yeah, let's see. Web's largest comic book store. All right. So
right, but unless you're getting first day things. The Comixology app is the same price most of the time.
Batman number 10. Here we go. Okay, so Batman number 10, $3.99.
Okay.
All right, so $3.99. Okay, now answer me this: a paper comic's $3.99. It's a lot of art. There's a lot of print. It's not like it's a newspaper or something like that goes with it. Okay, why can't they sell it? Even just knock $1 off for $2.99? they're probably still making more money than they would printing it by knocking $1 off. Because God knows how much they spend on print. So, like I said, it gets off topic.
You've got to look at a lot of these books. A lot of comic book writers and artists are not lucky enough to be what are called staff artists or staff writers now, or exclusive. I said that wrong. They're not exclusive. Most people are not exclusive, which means they're still getting what's called a page rate.
Right.
Or a set rate for writing a whole, 22 pages or whatever.
Right, that's still
page rates. But my guess, and I'm not in the industry at all, I have no plan on being in it. I would love to write a comic book, but I'm just not there. You've got to think that a lot of the money that they use to sell the comic book is also factored into trying to recoup what they paid that person.
Okay, and I understand that, but what I'm saying is, then do it the simple way, okay? Just automatically take and go, okay, well, we used to sell 200,000 physical copies of a comic book.
Not even close anymore.
Okay, right.
Comic books do not sell like that anymore.
Let's just say 200,000. Used to, say 15 years ago. Okay?
Probably way further away, but we'll just use your number.
Okay. And just cut it in half, okay? So, hey, they know what their statistics are. They don't sell 200,000 physical comic books anymore. They sell 100,000 comic books. Okay? I'll just say worldwide physical comic books, 100,000. That's what their number, it used to be 200,000. Well, let's take the money from that other 100,000 comic books and take it off the price of a digital copy.
Well, okay.
They're making the same money.
A lot of people talk, and I believe this actually. There would be more people reading because of all the tablets and devices out there that can read a comic book now.
Mm-hmm.
I think there would be more people out there if you just had a set rate. If it is a digital comic, it is $1.99 or $99. Period.
No, see, I'm okay with it being $2.99. If a normal comic's $3.99, cut $1 off.
Okay, that's fine. Have a 3 price range, but I'm okay with that. But still, it's the digital comic thing. Some people are just wildly against it. Some people only read digital now because you don't have to drive. Like in my case, if I want to go to a comic shop from where I live, the only one I had shut down, so I've got to drive at least an hour away to go to a comic shop. And to top that off, I'm not off work on Wednesdays, so I can't do that anyway. It's not something I can do.
It's only open on Wednesdays?
No, New Comic Book Day is Wednesday.
Oh, okay. Sorry, I didn't know that. I know New Movie Day is Tuesday at Walmart. That's all I know.
New Comic Book Day is Wednesday.
Ah.
So, going back to the topic, the whole Kindle, the app thing, I agree with you. I'd much rather have a physical copy if I could.
Right.
I order some stuff online. I do pre-ordering and stuff like that. I'm not going to plug because I don't want people thinking we're getting paid for anything. But I am going to say I do order comics again, and I haven't for a very long time. And I like having my physical comics and everything, but it is a lot easier and it is a lot cheaper to buy digital now.
It's not cheaper though. That's what we just talked about.
Sometimes
the price
a lot
is
of
the same. Where's
right,
that?
but okay,
I just had it.
I don't know who. I don't know which one it is.
Who does Amazon sell them?
Single issues?
Yeah,
I don't know.
It's comics.
They go on sale.
No, there's not there.
After being on for a month or 2 months, when the next issue comes out, the old issue goes on sale.
Comic books. Let's try Amazon.
You're gonna find a bunch of books, man. You're going to find volumes and trades. You're not going to find single issues.
Well, that sucks.
Anyway.
Why you fail me, Amazon?
Hey,
oh my god.
And speaking of Amazon, it's their Kindle app. Okay, so have I talked that to death?
I think we've talked that to death. So we're going to move on to another topic.
Okay, so the next story we're going to talk about is one that the noob, Michael, actually really wanted to talk about. It was...
Well, I'll just get into it. Okay, so I didn't actually sit here and read the article, but we're going to read some of it. But just the best part is the title. It says, Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, Michael Bay reboot put on indefinite hold. And I say, thank God, let somebody else have it who is going to do it right. Because, as far as I understand it, it actually wasn't TMNT, Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. It was Ninja Turtles.
From space. From space.
Which is not... That's not a reboot. That's a remake. That's not even a remake. That's a re-storied. They're redoing the whole thing. That's backstory changes and everything. So what it says is, let's see. According to THR.com, producer Michael Bay's reboot of TMNT has been put on indefinite hold due to script issues. The film will miss its scheduled release date in December of 2013. Per Variety, it will now hit theaters on May 16th. Per Variety magazine. 2014. I'm hoping it stays on hold longer than that.
It's Michael Bay. He would put his own money from Transformers if he wants to, or whatever's left over from Independence Day, and put it into that.
Here we go. As for Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, it's doubtful fans will be too heartbroken about its delay. Bay came under fire earlier this year when he said the title superheroes would actually be from another world. These turtles are from an alien race, Bay said at the Nickelodeon upfronts in March, and they're going to be tough, edgy, funny, and completely lovable.
They already were.
Oh, see, this is what irritates the crap out of me. After much criticism, Bay told fans that they should calm down and let the professional do their work. We're building a richer world. I'm sorry, you don't do that. It's professional or not. The professional is the ones that created the actual show. You know, that's not the way you don't change it from TMNT to. And I love the quote here. It says, "With the new TMNT, MEB called with the new TMNT being called that." Should it be called TANT instead? Teenage Alien Ninja Turtles. You know, you can't change it. It's kind of stupid. So, that was my big thing on it, is that you don't change a movie like that.
We're going to agree on this, and it's not even the movie. I mean, yes, the original movie especially, it was edgy, it was exciting, it was funny, it was everything they just described. How do you make a richer world when everything about the original one was already that way? You know, just because you can do, 3D capture and capture somebody like they did the Hulk in the Avengers or whatever.
Right.
I mean, I don't know about you. I was perfectly fine with the rubberized suits with the mechanical mouths in the original movies. I was fine with that. And even more, I was fine with the original cartoon.
Right.
I mean, the comic book came out when we were very little. I've never read an issue. I would love to get a hold of one of the old issues just to give it a try it out, But the movies were our childhood. And I'm not going to go all Star Wars on this where, oh my God, someone's trying to destroy my childhood. That's not where I'm getting at.
No, and that's
someone's
not what...
trying to destroy a franchise that already doesn't need to be messed with.
And that's not what he's doing. It's not like the Star Wars thing. I know we had that discussion last week where, he kept ruining Star Wars.
Let's not rehash old thoughts.
Okay. But it's not Star Wars. He's not taking the original movies and tweaking them. He's not taking the original movies and turning Leonardo into Raphael. Something stupid like that. He's taking the original movies and saying they never happened. Nothing for the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles ever happened. These just... I don't even know why he's calling it... It's not Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles.
No, I think the working title was straight up Ninja Turtles.
And that's not... That's fine. Ninja Turtles as a movie, I will probably go see. Because at that point, it has nothing to do with TMNT.
Well, that's the thing. Why would they have... I guess they're going to work it into the script somehow, or the screenplay, whatever. Why are they going to have the names of the great artists in the past, like Shredder named them, if they're not even from here? What are they going to care? Their names might as well be Zebo, Dotsie, Freaky, and Dawn, because Dawn's universal.
Yeah, or they could be names after planets.
Well, we can't name one Pluto. It's not a planet anymore.
Come on. Who would you name Pluto? We don't like nobody. We don't not like anybody that much. Okay, let's think about this. What color are the planets? You got Mars. That would be Raphael. Here, let me look at the planets here.
Really? We're gonna.
Yeah, I'm gonna do this. Shut up.
I said 9 planets. We don't have 9 anymore.
Okay, so we got a nice red one. The red planet. That's Raphael. We need an orangish one. Okay, Jupiter's kind of orangish. So, orange would be Sun. Okay, so his name is Sun. Instead of Michelangelo, it's now Sun. Who else we got? Leonardo. He can Neptune, because that's a cool name. You don't want to call him Uranus, and Earth would just sound a little weird. So we're gonna call him Neptune. Who am I lacking? Purple.
Purple.
Okay, well, we don't really have a purple, but Mercury's kind of a darker color. It's really close to the sun, so we'll call him Mercury. So that's the names now of the Ninja Turtles.
Yeah, but they're probably not even going to come from here. I mean, you know it's going to be some lame crap wormhole thing. And I mean, okay, here's the next thing. Is April O'Neil going to be a news reporter or an astrophysicist and find them?
Ooh, I don't know. I don't know about that. Or is she going to be a news reporter? See if it's new stuff. Then she's not a news reporter. She's a she works for YouTube.
Works for YouTube?
Yeah, I don't know. Or she works for G4. There you go. She's a correspondent on G4.
Why?
Why not?
Okay, well, why not? I mean, okay, and then we're just
you're gonna change it from if it's not gonna be Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, and since it's gonna be Teenage Turtles from Space, why can't she be on G4 instead of on Channel 4 News? What if you're just gonna start changing? And okay, if it's that, then I'll slime is a central part of it. So if it's not slime, why can't it be moon dust?
Radioactive heat.
Yeah,
waves.
There you go.
Okay, so
that's the thing. You change the only key element to this: Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. You can essentially just go screw everything else. We don't need that. We don't need any of the original stuff. So that's what annoys the crap out of me, is that kind of stuff. You can essentially just throw anything else you want once you've changed that key aspect. If you wanted to remake Star Wars and you didn't call it Star Wars, you called it Land Wars, then you could essentially, instead of turning it into a battle between planets and the solar system and everybody's fighting over it, why not make it about a battle around different islands, and this island blows that island up, which is the home island of that person.
Okay, now you're just reaching. I want to hear from you guys. If you're listening, please, I'm going to have this up on YouTube where you can send comments. I'm going to have it on a blog, which we will plug all of that at the end. But leave a comment somewhere. Send us an email. Do something that tells us, what do you think about the Ninja Turtle thing? A lot of people talked about it. Do you think it's cool? Do you think it's bad? I mean, if you're fine with it, then tell us why. Tell us why you think it would be fine. Talk me into going to see it in 2014.
Yeah, talk you into okay.
Hey, I decide early when I'm going to go see things.
I'm sorry, don't get me wrong. I love Michael Bay's Transformers movies. I love those movies. Megan Fox is an absolute hottie in the
you can have her. I'll take Rosie.
She's smoking hot. Not the greatest actress. Neither of them were, but sorry about that. Phone just vibrated. Neither of them were, but it's okay. It happens. Anyways, so I think we're ready to move on.
Okay, that is the end of the long box. Just our long segment. We talk about whatever it is that we like to talk about. Nerdy news. Okay, so last week we discussed Young Justice, the episode that came on last week. It is on hiatus, at least for this week, if not for a couple of weeks. I'm not sure. I haven't seen a schedule on it. So we're just going to skip straight to the comic of the week, which we've decided to do it in a round. We're going to, DC one week, Marvel the next week, and then an independent, whether it be from Image or somebody, whatever.
I don't know those.
I don't know a lot. I know a lot of them, but that's not the point. So we're going to talk about one of the newest ones that came out from Marvel this week, and that is Spider-Man #1. And that is it's written by Brian Michael Bendis, art by Sarah Pacelli, colors by Justin Ponzer, lettering by Corey Pettit. There are a bunch of various cover artists, so I'm not going to mention them all. The cover art is very cool. The art on the inside itself is
very Spider-Man-ish.
It is, but something I noticed, and I know a lot of people have always talked about this, it is the smaller Spider-Man eyes. If you look at the eyes, the covers, they're the smaller versions. The whole issue starts out like you actually start out with the Amazing Spider-Man, Peter Parker, and it's a classic Peter Parker episode of the cartoons. I mean, it's him monologuing. I
don't know
to himself.
that it is Peter Parker.
Huh? Yes, that is Peter.
No, I don't think it is.
That's Peter. That's Peter from the Amazing Spider-Man series.
Well, but then wait a minute. Why does it? Okay, so
I know we'll get there. Okay, so the art in the book is really good. I like the art, but especially, and this is probably something stupid, but it is a Spider-Man book. The webbing, when he's shooting the webbing, they do a lot of close-up of that. It's very intricate. It's very good, but it opens with Spider-Man swinging through the city and talking to himself. And he's just talking about what he has to do, what he goes through, and then he sees like a police chase in progress, so he of course intervenes in that, grabs the dude up, webs him, in between buildings, which has got to be embarrassing for that guy because you can't do anything, and then it goes from there where he slips in on his buddy driving the van, and he says something smart aleck, which of course, that's Peter Parker. Spider-Man is Peter Parker. Peter Parker is very smart aleck, and he sees something off in the distance.
Okay, so no offense, but I don't think we need to get into.
Okay,
I don't think you need to. You describe how you I don't think you got to get that deep into it. Art is awesome.
Okay, he goes through. He sees something. He goes to check it out. It ends up being that what you think is going to be the bad guy in the book is
Mysterio.
And
love Mysterio.
I like the character. I do not like the artwork on Mysterio. I think it is weird. I think his face looks
he looks
way too old.
He looks like the Vulcan dude, or the Vulture dude. I'm thinking Star Trek.
Anyway, he's got some device. Nobody knows what's really going on. Ends up teleporting Spider-Man into what appears to be New York again, but it's daytime instead of nighttime as it was, and he goes to do a good deed, and some dude gets onto him for wearing the quote-unquote Peter Parker style of Spider-Man costume. And the reason what that is that when you get to the end of the issue, you discover that he's actually in the Ultimate Universe, where in that universe, Peter Parker did die.
Why does it say that?
It's happened. It's later on. I'm going to get those in trade, and we're going to read them.
I was like, what are you doing?
No, it's done. It's done happened. That's Miles Morales, the new Spider-Man in the Ultimate Universe.
Okay.
But essentially, like you said, you want to talk. The art is very good. I liked it. I think the old school version of the eyes and the mask with Spider-Man, I enjoyed a lot. The colors.
I think the new school, the new way, the smaller eyes kind of look like sunglasses. Some of them, sometimes it works. Like I think on the action shot, the smaller eyes work better.
Yeah.
But like the straight on shots, like there's one here, it just looks kind of weird. I don't know. Maybe that's just me because Spider-Man was what I read when I was growing up.
You're used to like the Todd McFarlane one with the giant eyes
right,
covering.
And then you look at some of these and like this. There's some of these that. It looks bigger. See, this looks like a round, I think what he's trying to do, he's trying to portray emotion with the mask, which is only so much you can do with the mask.
With two eye holes?
Yeah, with two eye holes. So, I mean, like I said, art is good. I thought the story was good. There was a couple of times, again, I'm not used to comics, so, there's a couple of times reading it as a new comic book reader where you've got some stuff in boxes, which I think are supposed to be like set pieces or in the mind. And then you've got the bubbles where sometimes those overflowed and didn't make some sense
right,
to
the
me.
Boxes are his inner monologue, the narrative. In this case, he's the one narrating, and then you've got your word bubbles and everything, which is fine. I thought it wasn't wordy, which I thought was good. It's Spider-Man. He's not, he is wordy, so they kept it down.
It was a good wording. It was a wordy. It was his smart aleckness that was. I like that. I like the smart aleckness.
And I'd really like to know why Mysterio is so upset that Peter Parker Spider-Man is going into this what appears to be a dimension vortex style thing.
My guess is he's already been there, and he's the one that killed him last time. See, I missed out when you died the first time, not this time.
So he didn't kill the first one. I don't know who did. If someone knows, cool, tell me.
Something along those lines.
But it was a good issue. I enjoyed it. I'll be glad to see where it goes. We're probably going to read this all the way through because it is only a mini.
It's like short, 5. I think it's a 5.
It's a 5-issue mini. Now that may lead into more, but the guy that's doing it is already doing like 8 billion books for Marvel. So it was just a good book.
So. And that was the comic of the week for you guys. I actually enjoyed that one. Next week we'll have an independent comic, so I have no idea what to expect.
Probably something from Image to start you off with, a little bit more mainstream independent.
Last thing I think I read that was
moron.
The last thing I think I read that was independent was X-Man.
That's not independent. It was still Marvel.
Oh, well, I don't know. Alright, so we're going to move on, and we're moving on to what we're calling the short box. So you had the long box, that's our in-depth discussion. This is just going to be little, we're just going to throw these out there, let you know about them, give you the links, something you can check out. So, like I said, it's the short box. And the first one is one that I found. It was, check out the Air Force's new vacuum-powered I call it Spider-Man suit. And if you go to the link, it's a very loud system, but it's just funny. You gotta play the YouTube video. They've got this like vacuum looking thing on their back, and it's got tubes connected to plates that they're holding, and they're climbing a brick wall. And when they're climbing, their feet move up and down with it.
Now the brick wall part is impressive. Anybody who watches a lot of television like I do knows that. I think it was Mythbusters has done something similar to this. I think it was. Don't quote me. Somebody I know this has been done, but they had to have like solid glass, and it had to be the smoothest surface.
Right.
Oh, I know what it was. It was F Science on G4.
Oh, okay.
I saw it on there, not Mythbusters. I'm sure they've done it. They've done everything. But F Science, they did it. But they had to have a completely smooth surface and all that stuff. And this one is on brick. That is very impressive.
So, go check that one out. Link will be in the thing below.
The next one is AMC's going to be celebrating the Walking Dead television show. And this one is very exciting for me because I have a lot of friends that I want to watch the show.
Not watching it.
Watch the show.
I don't like zombies.
Neither did I, but it's a good show.
Don't care.
Oh, you're such a wuss. What they're going to do is let me get the date exactly here for you. On July 7th and 8th, the weekend before San Diego Comic-Con, they're going to play every episode on AMC of The Walking Dead, including a special black and white pilot episode to give homage to what the books are done in, which is black and white.
Yeah.
And, again, the noob is very disgusted with this, but I think it's cool. I think it's awesome.
I'm good. No, leave me alone. I don't like them. Okay, then the next one says The Dark Knight Rises on iOS and Android. And I say it says because I'm reading from a doc in case you guys hadn't figured that out yet. And I don't know what this is about, so I'm going to shoot it over to Greg.
Well, I read a little bit about it. I didn't read much. It was just the fact that they said that they're going to throw Batman on an iOS or a phone, basically playable on a phone. And with the way games are going on phones now these days, that could be very cool. And I'm rather excited.
Oh, it's a movie
to see.
game?
Yeah, it's a tie-in.
It's probably going to suck.
No, the tie-ins haven't really been that bad.
Movie games always suck. Now, standard, like a Batman game, like the Arkham Asylum, awesome. Oh my god, such an awesome game. But you do a movie game, sucks so bad. Anyways, go check out all those. Those are the links in the description. Or in the show notes or whatever you may be listening to this on. And that brings us to what looks like our last thing, and this is the Noob's discussion. This is my discussion, and I haven't read all of it, but it's just something I wanted to talk about. So, here's the thing that we got. It says Green Lantern #0 to bring Arab Green Lantern to the DC universe. Now, lately you've had some strange things going on with the Green Lantern, with the fact that they brought, which one was it? Gay now?
Alan Scott.
And he's the first one. He's the
the
one that's supposed to be
original.
mythical. Okay, anyways.
He's
So you got the original Green Lantern coming out, literally coming out as gay, which I've been told throws off a weird story arc and all that. So you had that going on. I'm sure that threw in a stir with a whole bunch of people just because people are scared about change and stuff like that. And now you've got the fact that there's an Arab Green Lantern. And what I wanted to talk about is it's kind of one of those things. I actually appreciate DC doing this because I think it's always been my opinion. Like when they do movies that are from different countries, and or movies that have different styles of actors my brain can't think right now. Different ethnicities. Then they always somehow end up finding a white person to play it. And don't get me wrong, I'm a white guy. I got that. But sometimes the story doesn't work that way. Well, then you come to this. Now, what is this? You've got this guy. He's Arab. And what I'm wondering about is how are people going to take it? There's going to be people who just hate this comic outright because he's Arab. But here's my argument with it. Most of the Green Lanterns have been American in some form or another, or all, right?
Yeah.
Okay, they've been American. At most religious, as far as I understand, at most
I don't think it's
religious
ever really
they've
mentioned.
ever done is oh God, holy crap, what am I going to do? At most that may be it. So I think the fact that he's Arab doesn't really, it actually doesn't play into anything. It's just a different skin tone. I mean, for that matter, you could have done, what's the black guy's name?
John Stewart?
Yeah, John Stewart. No, wait, what? That's
John Stewart.
That doesn't sound right.
It's right.
Why doesn't that sound right? Is there another one?
Yes.
Name all of them.
Alan Scott, Hal Jordan, Kyle Rayner, Guy Gardner, John Stewart.
That still doesn't sound right. But
Jade. I'm going not to keep going.
No, that doesn't sound right. But okay, whatever. Anyways, the one he's kind of popular.
The one from the Justice League cartoons.
Yeah, the Justice League cartoons. Anyways, so they got him. He could have been Nigerian and Hindu, and so it was just. But who cares? Nobody. They didn't do anything like that. So what I'm hoping, the reason I just want to talk about this one is just because I give DC props for doing something like this. I have no idea how it's going to work. What worries me is the fact that because they're starting Green Lantern Zero with this character.
Well, they're doing a 0 for everything, and a lot of these things are already, like, I think Green Lantern, along with Batman and several of the others, are already to 10. So what they're doing is the zeros are going to be used as back story, and this story is done by the new Zero is going to be by Jeff Johns, who I think, in as far as Green Lantern terms, is pretty much the best guy to do Green Lantern since Ron Mars did back in the 90s and early 2000s when it was Kyle Rayner as Green Lantern.
Okay, well, and that's cool. So let me read. I want to read some of the articles so we can see what's going on in it. It says DC Comics has revealed its Green Lantern group solicits for September's 0 issues, including an intriguing cover image of Green Lantern #0, written by Jeff Johns, with art by Doug Mankey and Christian Alamy, featuring a full image of the mysterious Green Lantern from DC's Free Comic Book Day. Free Comic Book Day, which reveals a cornucopia of new information about the newest member of the Green Lantern Corps. Okay.
So don't read the whole thing.
I'm not. Oh wait, what is this? With a gun in addition to his power ring. Apparently he has a gun.
Most,
oh yeah, okay, I see that. In the cover, he's holding a gun, so that's different.
It says here, perhaps most revealing is a clever look at the Arabic tattoo on the new Lantern's arm, which can be pronounced as Al-Shaja'ah.
The word roughly translates as
totally
courage.
Probably messed that up.
The root, we can't say these words, means brave, with different variations translating as valor, guts, heroism, spirit, even fearless. An appropriate choice of ink for a Green Lantern. Yes, and I'll agree with that. He's apparently this new Green Lantern is going to play a big role in the Trinity War, which I know nothing about, so we're not going to talk about.
If I were to guess, Trinity Wars normally have to do with the big three are called the Trinity.
Oh, okay, I didn't know
Wonder
that.
Woman,
okay.
Superman, Batman. I'm guessing.
So
I'm
so there's some
guessing
things going on. You've got Arabic on his arm. You've got or Hebrew. Was it Hebrew or Arabic?
It's
Arabic. Arabic on his arm. He's got a gun, which is unusual for Green Lantern. I didn't even know they needed him.
Well,
this guy, he's got a full head mask. Like I said, really. The fact that whoever's writing it, all that stuff, I don't personally care. I just thought it was a good move on DC's part to do this kind of thing because it was needed. They need to do. Me personally, I
think in diversity is that what you're saying?
Diversity,
More diversity,
especially
Right, but you can only make these characters so diverse considering most of them were created at least in the 60s.
Right, but I'm talking about maybe the Green Lantern Corps is a great example of being able to be diverse.
True, there's
now the only problem
that's
with
the whole
it
point.
is
Green Lantern is diverse. It's thousands, over 2,000 different Green Lanterns.
Right, but here's another question. We can get into the Green Lantern thing real quick. So there's supposed to be usually only one from a planet, right?
No, there's one from every sector, and I'm a Green Lantern fan, and unfortunately, I cannot remember how many sectors there are right now.
Okay, that's not what I'm talking about. Why are there so many active Earth Green Lanterns? Like, you had Hal Jordan.
Originally, it was, every time we lose one, like if Hal Jordan goes out, then Guy Gardner gets it for a while, and then, or they use, John Stewart to cover for Hal. And then when Hal went crazy, killed all the Green Lanterns, they ended up giving it to Kyle. So, it's a lot of times it has to do with the Guardians needing someone there. But I don't, as to why they keep picking from our planet, is our planet, is our solar system a sector or, whatever, I don't know. I'm sure there's other beings they could go to, but
so these guys don't cross over then. Like, there's never more than one of them active at one time.
No. Now there are, like, depending on what they're doing. Like Kyle Rayner is always in space now. Hal Jordan
is always on Earth.
Well, he's on Earth a lot. I think I haven't read the new DC stuff, so I don't know what they're doing with it. Mm-hmm. But back in the other stuff, it was Guy lost his ring. Like, he was the Earth Green Lantern for a while.
Right.
And then he lost it to Hal in a fight. And then John ended up on Oa for a long time. So I don't know how they're doing it now. I haven't read any Green Lantern stuff now. I'm waiting for trades because I'm just too cheap to buy everything. But I agree. I think the diversity is very cool. The cover art looks cool. It's very menacing on top of why does he have a gun.
I don't like the mask.
I'm probably going to pick this up just to check it out and take a look and see what's going on. I like the fact that the tattoo on his arm in the art is green. It's green, and I bet his ring has something to do with that. I'd like to know why he has a ring is my question. Why he even has a ring, because I'm assuming no one's dead.
Oh, I got you. Okay.
Anyway, that's I'm going to cut that topic off, and that is basically the end of this episode today. We got in about the same amount of time as we did last time, which is what we're shooting for right now. I had a lot of fun again.
Yeah, I'm actually really enjoying doing these. I didn't think I was going to like it, but then again, I'm used to talking to a microphone. So,
I appreciate everybody who checked it out. It's it's pretty much everywhere, and we'll go ahead and do some plugs now. The show is getting posted on iTunes now, which, by the way, was the most fantastic thing I'd had happen to me all week long. That's really sad about my life, but it was very cool. So leave a comment or leave a
rate.
A rating.
It's a rating.
And comment on the show and everything else. I've got it going up on YouTube under the channel Nerd and the Noob. There were some, nice view counts on there for me, considering. And it's also on a blog, nerdandthenoob.blogspot.com. And
don't forget Twitter, at nerdandthenoob.
And if you want to follow either one of us, I am at gman0184.
I am at opaque_mango. That's kind of my online personality.
And if you go to YouTube, subscribe to it, comment on it, like it, share it, tell your friends, tell your girlfriend, tell your mom, tell your dad, tell your roommate. Doesn't matter who. Help us get people listening, because this is the coolest thing I've done in a very long time, and it's so nerdy that this is the coolest thing I've done in a very long time.
Yeah,
but I really do. I appreciate everybody. I appreciate what you've done, listening so far, and we'll
call it. I'm Michael. I'm the noob.
I am Greg. I am the nerd.
We'll see you next week.
Thanks for listening.
Peace.
Out.